You're woken up at 4 a.m. by a sergeant screaming in your face. Your feet are bleeding through your boots. You haven't eaten a real meal in 3 days. Welcome to Napoleon's Grande Armée, where glory comes with frostbite, promotions come with bullets, and most of your friends will die in a ditch somewhere in Europe. This is early 1800s warfare, where you can rise from peasant to general based on merit alone, if you survive long enough. Spoiler, most don't. Conscript, the unwilling recruit. You're a conscript, a conscript. You didn't volunteer. The government literally drafted you, pulled you from your farm or shop, handed you a musket, and told you that you now belong to France. You're 18, you've never left your village, and suddenly you're marching toward a war you don't understand. Your uniform is whatever the supply depot had left. It probably doesn't fit. Your boots are already falling apart, and you'll be walking 20 miles a day in them. You get a musket that's heavier than anything you've ever carried, and exactly 1 day of training on how not to shoot yourself with it. The food is a joke. You're supposed to get bread, soup, and occasionally meat. In reality, you get whatever the army managed to steal from the last town you passed through. You learn quickly that foraging, a polite word for looting, is how you actually stay fed. The veteran soldiers take the good stuff. You get scraps. Your pay is theoretical. The government promises you wages, but payment is always delayed, often by months. When you finally do get paid, it's barely enough to buy tobacco and liquor, which are the only things keeping you sane. You're essentially working for free while being shot at. The discipline is brutal. Late for formation? 20 lashes. Lost your equipment? Flogged. Fell asleep on guard duty? You might get executed. The army runs on fear, and you're at the bottom of the fear hierarchy. Officers can beat you for any reason or no reason at all. You're also surrounded by veterans who treat you like disposable trash. They don't bother learning your name because there's a decent chance you'll be dead within a month. Your first battle is pure chaos. Smoke so thick you can't see, cannons so loud you can't hear, men dying in ways you didn't know were possible. You fire your musket in the general direction of the enemy and pray. If you survive your first few battles, you stop being a conscript and become something slightly more valuable. If you don't, well, there's always next year's draft to replace you. Fusilier, the basic infantryman. You're a fusilier now, a regular line infantry soldier. You've survived long enough to be considered competent, which mostly means you know how to load your musket without blowing your hand off, and you haven't deserted yet. Your life is marching, endless, soul-crushing marching. Napoleon's army moves fast, sometimes covering 30 miles in a day,
All right, team, listen
and you're
up.
doing it
New
on
orders
foot
from
with 60
command.
pounds of equipment.
We're moving to
Your feet
secure
are
the
permanently
sector.
damaged.
Follow my
Blisters
lead.
have blisters. You've seen men's feet literally rot
You
off
will
from constant
follow
marching
my
in wet
orders.
boots. In
I
battle, you
demand
stand in formation
respect.
and exchange
Is
volleys
that
with the enemy
clear?
at close
Good.
range.
Now
It's not heroic.
proceed.
It's standing still while people shoot at you, reloading as
1,
fast as you
2,
can,
3.
and watching the man next to you get his face blown off.
That's it?
Muskets are inaccurate, so battles are decided by who can stand the carnage longer. You're making slightly better pay now, but it's still pathetic and still delayed. You supplement your income by looting enemy dead after battles. It's grim work,
Stop!
rifling
Please,
through corpses
let's
for
talk.
coins and
You
valuables.
have to
But everyone
side
does it.
with us.
War makes
No,
scavengers
listen
of
to
everyone.
Our side.
The
I
camaraderie
can't
is
take
real
this.
because it has to be. These men
Soldiers,
are your
the line
entire
for
world.
the advance.
You march together,
Right
fight
flank,
together,
hold the
freeze
line.
together during winter
All
campaigns.
units,
You've
steady.
seen them at their worst, terrified,
Recruits, eyes
wounded,
in front.
dying, and they've
Right
seen you the
face,
same way.
Now.
It's the most intense
That's it.
friendship you'll
Maintain
ever
discipline.
have, built on shared
Good.
misery.
Hold that formation.
You're starting to understand the promotion system. Napoleon's army is a meritocracy, which is revolutionary for its time. You can actually rise through the ranks based on competence and bravery, not noble birth. But that means everyone's competing. Every battle is a chance to prove yourself or get killed trying. Caporal, the squad leader.
My packet
You're a caporal,
is
a corporal.
flawless.
You've been
Not
promoted
so
to lead a small
fast.
squad,
Mine's better.
making you the lowest
We'll
level
see
of
about
leadership.
that.
You're still getting
Let's
shot
see
at,
the
but now you're
scores.
also responsible for other people getting shot at. Your authority is limited. You can give orders to your squad, but you're still under the thumb of the sergeants and officers above you. Your middle management in the most dangerous workplace in history. Your job is to keep your men in line, make sure they don't desert, and lead them into combat without getting everyone killed.
Captain.
The pay increase is minimal.
Team, new
You're
intel.
making slightly
Launch
more than
the
a
intercept
fusilier,
now.
but not
Yes,
enough
sir.
to matter.
On it.
The real
Good.
benefit
Keep
is that
me
you get
updated.
slightly better treatment. Maybe you get to sleep in a barn instead of outside. Maybe you get first pick of looted food. Small privileges that feel enormous when you're living in constant hardship. You're also now responsible for
This
discipline.
horse is mine
When one
now.
of your men screws
A
up,
true
you might have to
gentleman's
administer
ride.
the punishment yourself.
And these crystal
Flogging someone you
glasses
fought
for a
beside
proper
is psychologically ugly work. But if you don't do it, you get punished instead. The system is designed to make everyone complicit. The stress is crushing. You're caught between the demands of officers who expect perfection and the reality of exhausted, hungry, terrified men who just want to survive. You're constantly making impossible choices about who to push and who to protect.
My
Sergeant,
strategy
the
is
enforcer.
the best. With
You're a
respect,
sergeant,
mine is better.
a sergeant.
I disagree.
You've
Look at
climbed
the
high
data.
enough
My
that you're no
experience
longer
says
just another
otherwise.
soldier.
Let's review our
You're the
praise.
backbone of the Army, the experienced NCO who keeps everything running while officers make strategic decisions. You command multiple squads. You're responsible for training new recruits, maintaining discipline,
Company
and
attention!
executing officers' orders. You're the hammer that keeps
Hold
the Army in
steady,
shape
man.
through fear and experience. When soldiers think of the Army,
flank
they
from
think of
the
sergeants
left.
like you.
Support
Your pay is
units
actually
follow
decent
this
now,
path.
enough to send money home
Armor
if you have family,
secures the center.
enough to afford better gear and food. You're not rich, but you're not starving. You might even have savings, assuming you survive long enough to spend them. You're also targeted. In battle, enemy sharpshooters specifically aim for NCOs because killing a sergeant creates chaos in the ranks. You're wearing the same uniform as everyone else, but experienced soldiers can spot rank by posture and positioning. You've got a target on your back. The politics are vicious. You're competing with other sergeants for promotion to officer ranks. Every battle is a chance to distinguish yourself or watch a rival get the glory. You're playing a deadly game where success means advancement and failure means staying in the kill zone forever. You've been in dozens of battles by now. You've killed men. You've watched friends die. You've made decisions that got people killed. The psychological weight is enormous, but you can't show it. Leadership means appearing confident even when you're terrified. Lieutenant, the junior officer. You've made it. You're a Sioux lieutenant, a junior officer. You've crossed the line from enlisted to commissioned, from someone who takes orders to someone who gives them. In Napoleon's army, this is a bigger deal than in other militaries because you
Threat
might have started
confirmed.
as a
Deploy
peasant
now.
conscript.
Yes, immediate
You now have real
logistics are go.
You command a
Intel
platoon,
is aligned.
make tactical decisions,
ready.
and
All
have
units
actual
confirmed.
input into battle plans. You're not just executing orders, you're creating them. You're part of the officer corps, which means you're part of the Army's elite. Your pay has jumped significantly. You can afford a decent horse, better food, even luxuries like wine and tobacco. You might be able to rent actual quarters instead of sleeping in tents. The material difference between officer and enlisted life is staggering. But you're also now responsible for getting dozens of men killed. Every decision you make in combat has life or death consequences. Send your platoon to take that position. Some of them won't come back. Hold the line too long, everyone might die. Retreat too early, you might be court-martialed for cowardice. The social dynamics have changed completely. You can't fraternize with enlisted men the way you used to. You're expected to maintain distance, to be an authority figure rather than a friend. It's lonely at this level, even when you're surrounded by people. You're also in competition with other junior officers for promotion. Every battle is being watched by senior officers, evaluating who deserves advancement. You're performing constantly, trying to balance
This
bravery
is the
with
merit
competence,
system.
aggression
Ability
with
is what
wisdom.
matters here.
Too cautious
Climb the
and you're
stairs.
overlooked.
Seize this
Too reckless and
revolutionary
you're dead.
opportunity.
Capitaine, the company commander. You're a capitaine, a captain. You command an entire company of 100+ men. You're a legitimate military leader now, making significant tactical decisions and bearing enormous responsibility. Your authority is substantial. You plan company-level operations, coordinate with other units, and have real input into battalion strategy. You're trusted with independent commands. Your decisions affect the outcome of battles. The pay is excellent by Army standards. You're making more than most civilians back home. You can afford to live well between campaigns, to send substantial money to family, to build actual wealth if you survive long enough. But the pressure is immense. Every casualty in your company is your responsibility. Every failure is your failure. You're being evaluated constantly by battalion and regimental commanders. Your career advancement depends on results, and results in warfare are written in blood. You've also seen the cost. You've been fighting for years. You've been wounded, probably multiple times. You've got scars, chronic pain, maybe permanent injuries. Your body is breaking down from the physical demands of constant campaigning. The political games are exhausting. You're navigating relationships with peer captains, managing ambitious lieutenants below you, and trying to impress colonels above you. Everyone wants promotion, and there are only so many positions. You're in constant competition while also needing to cooperate in battle. Colonel, the regiment commander. You're a colonel. You command an entire regiment, thousands of men. You've reached the senior leadership level where your decisions shape battles. You're one of Napoleon's trusted commanders, part of the military elite that's conquering Europe. You have real power now. You plan regimental operations, coordinate with other regiments, and contribute to Army-level strategy. Generals ask for your input. Your tactical judgment affects the outcome of major engagements. Your pay and privileges are substantial. You have staff officers to handle administrative work. You have a proper quarters, a good horse, access to looted luxuries. You're living well, even in the middle of war. But you're also completely exposed. Senior officers who fail get cashiered, demoted, sometimes executed for incompetence. The stakes are higher because your failures cost hundreds or thousands of lives and can lose battles. You're under constant scrutiny from Napoleon himself, who has no patience for failure. You've sacrificed everything for this position. Your health is ruined from years of campaigning. Your relationships are all professional and transactional. You've made decisions that haunt you, sending men to certain death for tactical advantage, sacrificing units to win battles. You've become a calculating machine that trades lives for objectives. And you know the truth. In Napoleon's army, even colonels are expendable. You've seen senior officers fall from grace overnight. You've seen brilliant commanders die in stupid ways. You're successful today, but tomorrow you might be dead or disgraced. The truth. This is what it meant to climb through Napoleon's army. From unwilling conscript to battle-hardened colonel, every rank demanded sacrifice. Most soldiers died young. The ones who survived carried physical and psychological scars forever. Napoleon's meritocracy was real. You could rise from nothing to command thousands. But the price was brutal. The army consumed lives by the tens of thousands in campaigns across Europe. The glory was real, but so was the frostbite, the starvation, the dysentery, the trauma. The soldiers who made it to the top looked down from their positions and realized they'd traded their youth, health, and humanity for rank and authority in an army that would eventually lose everything. They climbed the ladder while standing on the bodies of everyone who didn't make it. This was Napoleon's Grande Armée, not the legend, the reality, and it destroyed almost everyone who served in it.